Welcome dear students. Today we are going to learn our practice set 2.1. Now I am going to tell you that there are 7 solved examples before this practice set. Each and every solved example is important related with our exam. Now we are going to take the first question from practice set 2.1. The question is, identify with reason which of the following are Pythagorean triplets. Now they have given triplets of natural numbers, and from those triplets we are going to derive that which are Pythagorean triplet. Now I am going to take the first triplet. They have given the first triplet as 3, 5 and 4. I have explained this example in the explanation where I have determined and defined that when the numbers are said to be Pythagorean triplet. But here also we are going to solve the example. Now take the largest number. Here the largest number is 5 and take the square of largest number. 5 square is equal to 25. This is my statement number 1. Now take the sum of squares of remaining two numbers. The remaining two numbers are 3 and 4. Therefore 3 square plus 4 square. 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16 and addition is 25. Now from statement number 1 and 2, from 1 and 2 we get that largest number square is equal to sum of squares of remaining two numbers, and therefore 3, 5 and 4 is a Pythagorean triplet. Now here we have completed our first given triplet and we have determined that it is a Pythagorean triplet. REAN. Now we will take the second triplet. The second triplet is given as 4, 9 and 12. Now here also we are doing the same thing. The largest number is 12. 12 square is equal to 144. This is my statement number 1. The sum of squares of remaining two numbers, that is 4 square plus 9 square. 4 square is 16 and 9 square is 81. The addition is 97. This is my statement number 2. Now here observe the two numbers. The largest number square is 144, which is not equal to the sum of squares of remaining two numbers, and therefore from 1 and 2 we get what we get, that 12 square is not equal to 4 square plus 9 square, and therefore 4, 9 and 12 is not a Pythagorean triplet. Now here we have completed the given two triplets. We will solve another two triplets also. Now take the last two examples and solve example number 3 and 4 as homework. Now I am taking example number 5. They have given that 10, 24 and 27. Determine that this is a Pythagorean triplet or not. Now here also find out the largest number. Largest number is 27. 27 square is equal to 729, and write down here 729 is the square of 27. Now we are going to take the sum of squares of remaining two numbers, that is 10 square and 24 square. 10 square is equal to 100 and 24 square, which is equal to 576, and the addition is equal to 676. This is my statement number 2. Now observe the two numbers. The largest number square is 729 and the sum of squares of remaining two numbers is 676, and therefore from 1 and 2 we get that 27 square is not equal to 10 square plus 24 square, and therefore 10, 24 and 27 is not a Pythagorean triplet. Now we will take the last, that is sixth example also. In the last example they have given numbers 11, 60 and 61. Now here the largest number is 61. We know that 61 square plus 60 square, 11 square is equal to 121 plus 60 square is equal to 3600, and the addition is equal to 3721. This is my statement number 2, and therefore from 1 and 2 I will get 61 square is equal to 11 square plus 60 square, and therefore from this statement I can determine that 11, 60 and 61 is a Pythagorean triplet. Now I am going to explain you most important thing. Here in these examples they have given triplet of natural numbers, but sometimes they will determine that they will say that these are three sides of a triangle and determine whether the sides are of right angle triangle or not. At that time you are going to apply the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Here there is no need to explain that with the help of converse of Pythagoras. At that time when they will take that these are the sides of triangle, at that time mention this step very carefully, that these with the help of converse of Pythagoras theorem we can determine that the given sides are of right angle triangle. Now we are going to take the second example, which is very important. Now I am going to draw first of all the given figure. The figure is very important. One right angle triangle is given. The name of the right angle triangle is M, N and P, where angle N is of 90 degree. Then a perpendicular altitude on hypotenuse is given. This point is Q. Now I am going to read the example. Angle MNP is equal to 90 degree and segment NQ is perpendicular to segment MP, and they have given the length of two sides, that is MQ is given as 9 and QP is given as 4, and you are going to find out NQ. Now here I am going to tell that when you are going to apply the theorem of geometric mean, we are going to find out the length of segment NQ. But before that, what is the formality? Write the name of the bigger triangle in triangle MNP. Now write down which angle is 90 degree. Angle MNP is of 90 degree, and the most important thing, that segment NQ is perpendicular to side MP or segment MP. If in the triangle, when it is right angle triangle and a segment which is perpendicular and hypotenuse, we are able to apply the theorem of geometric mean. Therefore, by theorem of geometric mean, we can easily write that NQ square. Now there are two forms. Directly write down NQ square is equal to MQ multiplied by QP, or we can write the step as NQ is equal to square root of MQ multiplied by QP. Now observe both the steps on blackboard. NQ square is equal to the multiplication of two parts MQ and QP, or NQ is equal to square root of this. I suggest you that generally they will give you the numbers of the lengths which are always perfect squares, and therefore write down on left hand side NQ square is equal to MQ upon MQ into QP. MQ is 9, QP is 4. Now taking square roots, we will get therefore NQ is equal to square root of 9 is 3, square root of 4 is 2. The reason is taking square roots. Now observe that if you have taken directly NQ, then take the square roots of both or write down in terms of NQ square. You will get your answer that NQ is equal to 3 2s are 6, and therefore length of NQ is equal to 6 units. This example is very important. There is one solved example on earlier page. That example is also very important, and the type of example is very important. This is the application of the theorem of geometric mean, and I suggest you generally they will give you the numbers which are perfect squares. At that time you will get your answer by taking square roots of both the sides. NQ is equal to 3 into 2. Both the steps are very important. Here we have taken NQ square, and here we have taken square roots of both the sides, and observe and learn this example. Now let us start the example number 3. Now draw the figure of third example. Again it is a right angle triangle. Bigger right angle triangle. Their angle P is of 90 degree. Q, P and R. Now they have given a segment PM on the hypotenuse, and PM is given perpendicular on QR. In our textbook they have not given the sign of perpendicular, but write that sign also. PM is 10 and QM is 8. Now I am going to read the example. Now in bigger triangle QPR, angle QPR is equal to 90 degree. Segment PM is perpendicular on QR, and they have mentioned the betweenness Q dash M dash R. PM is given as 10 units and QM is given as 8 units. Now here also write the name of the bigger triangle. In triangle QPR, angle QPR is equal to 90 degree, and segment PM is perpendicular on segment QR. Also write the betweenness given Q dash M dash R, and therefore by theorem of geometric mean, we can write it as that Pm square is equal to Qm into Nr. Now I am going to substitute the value. I have Pm is equal to 10 units, Qm is equal to 8, and Mr I am going to find out. That if I find Mr, then taking the addition of Qm and Mr, I will get Qr. Now there is 100 upon 8 is equal to Mr. And when I divide 100 by 8, I will get Mr is equal to 12.5 units. Divide 100 by 8, your final answer is Mr is equal to 12.5 units. Now write the between this. Last point of the example. Since Q dash, M dash, R, it is given QR is equal to QM plus MR. QM is given as 8 units and MR we have just find out it is equal to 12.5. We know that 12 plus 8 is equal to 20 and our final answer that QR is equal to 20.5 units. This is our final answer. Now this is also based on theorem of geometric mean. But here we are going to solve two additional steps to find length of the hypotenuse QR. Take the concept of betweenness also. Now let us complete example number 4. Again one right angle triangle is given. Triangle P, S and R. Here they have given angle S as 90 degree and measure of angle P is equal to 30 degree. Now find RP and PS using the information given in the figure. They have given length of SR is equal to 6. Now here, this is the application of the theorem 30, 60 and 90 degree. But here in the figure, they have given the measures of only two angles, that S is 90 degree, P is 30 degree, and therefore the remaining angle R is of 60 degree. First of all, determine that the given triangle is of 30, 60 and 90 degree, and then apply the theorem of 30, 60 and 90 degree. Now write down in triangle. If the name is given in our textbook, write that PSR, angle PSR is equal to 90 degree, angle P is equal to 30 degree given, and therefore angle R is equal to 60 degree. Remaining angle of triangle. Now here we have determined that therefore triangle PSR is of 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle. This is the first step, that when only two measures are given, determine the third measure and prove that the type of the triangle. Now observe the given figure. SR is the side opposite to angle 30 degree and therefore I can write SR is equal to half of the hypotenuse PR side opposite to 30 degree, and therefore since SR is 6, half of PR, and therefore 6 into 2 is equal to PR, and therefore that is equal to 12. and therefore length of hypotenuse PR is equal to 12 units. Now the second type, the side opposite to 60 degree, we have just now determined that this remaining angle is of 60 degree and therefore PS, they have given that RP and PS is equal to root 3 upon 2 into the hypotenuse PR. The reason is side opposite to 60 degree, that is root 3 upon 2 into hypotenuse is 12 and therefore 6 root 3 units is the length PS. Therefore 6 root 3 is the length PS. Now this is the application of 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree theorem which we have completed in 9th standard. Please remember that when only two angles are given, determine first of all that the given triangle is of 30, 60, 90. Here they have given the side opposite to 30. With the help of that, taking twice of it, we have find out the length of hypotenuse. Then using the length of hypo, find the side opposite to 60 degree. Now example number 5 is given as an activity. I am going to explain that example also. Now when you are going to complete activity, sometimes some steps are not given in the given example. But when you are going to solve that example as an example, please remember those steps also. Now here I am going to draw again figure which is given. The triangle is isosceles right angle triangle where two sides which are perpendicular to each other are congruent to each other. They have given that AB and BC are congruent and therefore type of the triangle is isosceles right angle triangle. They have given the hypotenuse. Now complete the following activity. First step is AB is equal to BC. Here the bracket is given. Now you are going to write your answer that this is given. This is our first step, that in triangle ABC they have not given the name. I am going to write in triangle ABC. This step is not given in our textbook. AB is equal to BC is given and therefore in 9th standard we have completed the theorem of isosceles triangle, that when two sides of triangle are congruent to each other, the angles opposite to those congruent sides are also congruent to each other and therefore angle BAC is equal to angle BCA. This is your filling the blank. They have not given this name and the reason is that there also they have not given isosceles triangle theorem and therefore AB is equal to BC. Here also I am going to explain you that when these two angles are congruent to each other, we can easily prove that two equal parts of 90 degree is equal to 45 degree and therefore the triangle ABC is now 90 degree triangle. They have taken directly the application of 90 degree theorem, that they have given here one blank and in multiplied by AC and the blank is 1 upon root 2 into AC and the reason is 90 degree theorem. Here they have not determined that the triangle is of 90 degree. Since both the angles are congruent by isosceles triangle, it is clear that The triangle is isosceles right angle triangle. Now the next step they have given 1 upon root 2 into root 8. Since length of hypotenuse is root 8, which is equal to 1 upon root 2. Now I can divide it as 4 into 2. Square root of 4 is equal to 2 and 2 into root 2. Root 2 gets eliminated and my final answer that length of AB or BC is equal to 2 units. Now here they have not mentioned this step, but I have added this that it is equal to 4 into 2, take 2 outside, and when we take 2 outside, root 2 gets eliminated and your final answer is equal to 2 into root 2. Now we are going to complete example number 6, which is very important related with our exam. Now first of all, I am going to explain one important formula that take a figure of a square. When I take a quadrilateral square, we know that all the four sides are congruent to each other and each angle is of 90 degree. I need only one angle, that's why I have taken one. Suppose A is the side of that square. Is that clear? Now I am going to find out with the application of 45, 45, 90. I know that when the triangle is isosceles triangle, side of square is equal to 1 upon root 2 into hypotenuse. Now here, when I am going to find out length of hypotenuse, I can easily write it as hypotenuse of square is equal to side into root 2. Please write down these two formulae. Now I am going to explain again. When I take a square, all four sides are congruent to each other and each angle is of 90 degree. Therefore, when I take one diagonal, I will get an isosceles right angle triangle where these two angles are 45 degree each, and therefore side of square is equal to root 2 into hypotenuse, or hypotenuse of square is equal to side into root 2. Now example based on side of a square and its diagonal is always included in exam. Now here I can write, here instead of hypotenuse I am going to write the word diagonal of square. Now we are going to complete example number 6. This example is also we can solve with the help of application of Pythagoras, but no need to apply Pythagoras. Find the side and perimeter of a square whose diagonal is given as 10 centimeter. Now a square is given and its only diagonal is given and the diagonal is 10 centimeter. Now side of square, write directly the formula. Side of square is equal to 1 upon root 2 into diagonal. Diagonal is given as 10 units and therefore Now do the rationalization of denominator. 10 into root 2 divided by root 2 into root 2. In 9th standard, we have studied that how we can rationalize the denominator. I can multiply numerator and denominator with root 2. When I will get root 2 into root 2, the multiplication is 2. Divide 10 by 2. My final answer is equal to 5 root 2. And this is the length of the side. Since the unit is given as centimeter, my final answer is 5 root 2 centimeter. Now always remember that this 1 mark example is always included in SSC board exam. Sometimes side is asked and sometimes diagonal of square is asked where side is given. First of all, write these two formulae, that side of square is equal to 1 upon root 2 into diagonal. This is the application of 90 degree theorem. And when you are going to find out diagonal, transpose root 2 on this side, that is side into root 2 is equal to diagonal of square. Actually, diagonal is the hypotenuse of that right angle triangle. Please remember this. Here we have applied that how to rationalize the denominator. To rationalize the denominator, I have multiplied numerator and denominator with root 2. Root 2 into root 2 is equal to 2. Divide 10 by 2, your answer is equal to 5 root 2 centimeter. Now students, solve example number 7 and 8 as homework. Now we are going to complete this last two example, that is example number 9 and example number 10. We can complete. Now we are going to complete example number 9. This is also application of Pythagoras theorem. Apply Pythagoras theorem. Now there is small star here for example number 9. Please remember that for some examples they have given star, that to solve those examples we are thinking that those are higher order thinking examples. Triangle is P, R, M and Q, where MQ is congruent to RM. M is the midpoint of QR. Angle PRQ is 90 degree. Now write down the given first of all. In this example, they have given that in triangle PRQ, angle PRQ is equal to 90 degree. M is midpoint of QR or RQ. To prove, you are going to prove that PQ square is equal to 4PM square minus 3PR square. Example is important, may be included in our exam. Now let us complete the example. Now here angle R is given as 90 degree. Now I can apply Pythagoras theorem for two triangles, that is bigger triangle PRQ as well as smaller triangle PRM. Now first of all I can apply for smaller triangle. Now proof. In triangle PRM, angle PRM is equal to 90 degree, and therefore PR square plus RM square, since I want the value of RM, here I have taken on left hand side the addition of PR and RM, and the hypotenuse is equal to PM square. Now since I want the value of RM square is equal to PM square minus PR square. This is my statement number 1. And the reason for this statement, is by only three dots by Pythagoras theorem. Now take the bigger triangle. In triangle PRQ, angle PRQ is of 90 degree, and therefore PQ square is equal to PR square plus RQ square or QR square. But we know that RQ is the addition. In the next step, we can know that in given, they have given that M is midpoint and therefore Rm is equal to MQ. In place of MQ, I am going to write again Rm. I have substituted MQ since MQ is equal to Rm. Since it is given that M is midpoint, I have substituted value of MQ as Rm and therefore it is equal to 2Rm square, which is equal to PR square plus 4Rm square. 2 square is equal to 4 and Rm square. Now I can substitute value of Rm from statement number 1. Rm square is the subtraction Pm square minus PR square. I have substituted from statement number 1. Now the last step I am going to write at the top. Now therefore PQ square is equal to PR square plus 4PM square minus 4PR square. Now which is equal to 4PM square and PR square minus 4PR square is equal to minus 3PR square. Therefore PQ square is equal to 4PM square minus 3PR square. This is what you are going to prove. Now here I have applied Pythagoras theorem 2 times. First of all, for smaller triangle, find out value of Rn. Then apply for bigger triangle and substitute value of Rn here in the expression of bigger triangle, as well as substitute the value MQ as Rn since M is the midpoint, and find out which is given. Now we are going to complete our last example, that is example number 10. Now in last example is very simple application of Pythagoras theorem. 2 times we are going to apply Pythagoras, but the numbers are not it is decimal fractions, and therefore we are going to write those numbers carefully. And first of all, draw correct figure. Walls of 2 buildings on either side of a street are parallel to each other. Now I have taken first of all a street, and there are 2 walls which are parallel to each other. I am going to draw the figure with my hands only. I am not using scale. If you use the scale, then it also correct that use a scale. Then they have taken a ladder. Height of the ladder is given, and the ladder can reach the window of both the walls at certain height. Now first of all, suppose this is the length AB. Since the walls are considered as perpendicular, I have taken perpendicular at point B as well as perpendicular at point D. This is my point C. The length of this ladder is 5.8 meter. Length of this is also 5.8 meter. The length the ladder can reach is equal to 4 meter, as well as where the length here is 4.2 meter. Now read the example carefully. Walls of two buildings on either side of a street are parallel to each other. Now a ladder of 5.8 meter long is placed on the street such that its top just reaches the window of a building at the height of 4 meter. Now A is the position of window, and next, on turning the ladder over to the other side of the street, its top touches the window of the other building at height 4.2. Now here, first important thing in such examples, the walls are considered to be perpendicular to ground. First of all, we need that concept, and then we will get two right angle triangles and we can easily apply Pythagoras theorem. Now here, write in short that let AB and DE be two walls, and AC and CE be the ladder. Now in triangle ABC, angle ABC is equal to 90 degree. Now I have explained already, wall is perpendicular to ground, and therefore by Pythagoras theorem we can apply here. I am going to write addition on left side since I want BC is equal to AC square, AB is equal to 4, BC I am going to find out, and AC is equal to 5.8. Therefore BC square is equal to 5.8 square minus 4 square. 5.8 square is equal to 33.64, and 4 square is equal to 16. Subtract this, you will get 17.64 is your final answer. BC square, BC is equal to, here we have taken the squares, BC is equal to square root of 17.64 is equal to 4.2 meter, and therefore I will get length BC as 4.2 meter. Similarly, apply Pythagoras theorem again for the second triangle. In triangle CDE, angle D is of 90 degree. Now here also I write perpendicular sides, DE square plus CD square is equal to CE square. D is 4.2, CD I am going to find out, and CE is 5.8. Therefore CD square is equal to 33, add one extra step, 5.8 square minus 4.2 square. We know that 5.8 square is 33.64 and 4.2 square is equal to 17.64. Just now we have taken the square root, 17.64, and the subtraction is 16, and therefore CD is equal to 4 meter. Now take the simple addition, B dash C dash D. Therefore BD is equal to BC plus CD. BC is equal to 4.2 and CD is equal to 4, and which is equal to 8.2 meter, and therefore length BD, that is the width of the strip, is equal to 8.2 meter. Here we have completed our practice set 2.1. Only two examples are remaining, that is example number 7 and 8, which are very easy but important. Solve those two examples as homework and solve each and every example which I have taken in your notebook clearly. Thank you.